Hello and welcome. My name is Tom.
And I'm Heather.
And you're sitting at the Couples Table.
The Couples Table is a live stream podcast here on this channel. Join us, for better or worse.
For richer or poorer.
In sickness and in health.
Fridays, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Woot.
As I check the audio.
He is gonna check the audio today. Okay, so we made a bunch of changes. We just keep changing things. And
I think it's good. Also,
good.
Bronson from Audio Hotline just texted me. He is in the waiting room of a doctor's office with an AirPod in. So,
yay!
Hello.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Do you know what that means?
It's ice cream day.
It is ice cream day,
Best
everybody.
day of the week.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Well, let's kick off the show with a huge announcement.
Oh. What is it?
You don't know what it is.
I don't.
Ready? Hold on. Tom hit 150,000 subscribers.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was.
Ho, 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 ho. 150,000.
That is pretty nuts.
Come on, let's take a second. Oi, hold on.
I'm trying to see if we have...
What input?
Look at that. We got 4K quality available. That was what I wanted to check.
Oh, good.
We solved it. Oh, yeah, it's quite clear.
Okay, can we just take a second and acknowledge this? Okay? Bam!
Yay. That's kind of crazy. I haven't yet seen the number on the channel.
That's cool.
That's very cool. Yeah.
Congrats.
That's a lot. That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah. Well, thank you, everybody who's been so kind and supportive for a lot of years now at this point, which is very, very cool.
Yay.
I really appreciate it. That's awesome.
I'm just noticing. Okay, I didn't notice this before. Your microphone looks awesome. It's gorgeous.
Oh, okay. I was like, was something wrong with that?
No,
yeah,
I didn't notice this is the one you brought in.
I'm using this one because it's relevant to today's show.
It is relevant.
So.
It's gorgeous. I love the white and green.
Well, Heather has something sitting over here that we might need to try out later, which is the white Elgato low profile arm, just to kind of see.
I mean, we're not going to try it on stream.
No.
Well, actually, I would love everyone's opinion.
Oh, yeah, opinions, because Heather's been using the black Elgato.
Which, like, you can't really see it, but when I make my videos, I'm over here in the center, so it's whoop.
I mean, you're always going to see the boom arm in the frame. Black is the one that kind of gets out of the way more, but there's the white one. It's the same thing. It's just white.
I feel like it's going to, like...
It's not discreet.
Yeah.
But if that's, like, the aesthetic you want to go to, I mean, what's kind of cool...
I feel like I need to try it. What's
kind of cool here in this case is the white one with the white mic is cool. Mm-hmm. So I feel like you need to try it and see. We're also using your new camera, which has more dynamic range. So the white on screen... Previously, we tried this once off stream, and it was like too overexposed on camera. It was like way too white.
Yeah.
But this camera can handle that a little bit better. So.
Yeah, okay. Actually, so if you're watching right now,
the camera is focusing on the boom arm.
We're gonna vote. Okay. Should Heather try the white arm, or is the black one fine? Boy.
They're both great. I think it's personal preference.
I mean, I think it's worth a try here.
But Heather has been going towards, you can see her keyboard here, which is a lighter thing. Her gaming mouse is white. She's kind of, her husband is white, like I said last time.
Stop. You didn't. You didn't. Okay, well, let's check in. Freddie Always is here. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Sean is here. Hi. Audio Hotline in the house. Hello, hello. Chris Lindley. Hi, guys. How are you doing? Hi. Gil is here. Happy Friday. Congrats.
Watch Gil's videos.
Woot woot 150K.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank
Ice
you.
cream.
Yeah, that's how we're gonna celebrate. We get me a medium.
KWalk Comedy. Hello everyone. Call Me Cubby loves the look of white gear. Me too.
I do too. It's a thing. It's a vibe now. There's even like I think I told you, Rode re-released all their like main audio gear in white.
Oh wow.
The arms, the mics, the Rodecaster Duo.
Is white,
and it looks awesome. And when they did it like, I don't know, 7 or 8 months ago, and they're like, oh, would you like us to send one? And I was like, no, like I don't need, but I feel like if anything's gonna get a Rodecaster into your setup, it's the white Duo because it's beautiful.
It looks great.
And now I kind of wish I would have taken it.
Freddie says, congratulations, Buck. Can you imagine 150K people in one room just watching you speak?
I cannot. I can't. Because sometimes, like, when we go to hockey games and stuff, and it's a sold-out game, our arena's 10,000 people.
It's
maybe
so
closer to 11,000 if it's really, really sold out. And it's like, it's so many people. And I'm like, this is...
It's a lot of people.
This is 1/10? Like, not less than, like...
Yeah.
That's a lot. All of them don't watch every video, though. So.
Kathy says, purchase an Amazon rando low-profile alarm. Let's just say you get what you pay for.
You sure do.
Audio Hotline says the white arm. Well, I think it's definitely worth a try.
I think that says something because his setup is a little more like dark and moody. So I think that's an objective opinion.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna try it. We'll see. Okay. Freddie says they're both great. I couldn't decide.
There you can't go wrong. They're both awesome at the end of the day.
Kathy says, I like white, but it doesn't work for me. I end up getting brown makeup marks on everything. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Well, I don't move the arm very much.
Once you have it in position, all you do is slide it in and out of frame.
Yeah.
You don't fiddle with it ever.
Andre, hey everyone. Whoa, 150K. Congrats.
Thank you.
That's huge. Congrats.
Yeah, that is pretty nuts.
Yeah. The white arm with white mic is a yes.
But you wouldn't change your mic.
No.
Yeah. You have, and it works because you have white on your mic too, so it pulls it together. And your mic matches your keyboard like perfectly.
Yes.
Which is very cool.
No, that's not mine. This one is mine.
If you want to know more about it.
Yes. My newest video over on my tutorial channel is a review on my new keyboard, which I have probably already talked about.
We've talked about it a lot,
yeah. Boom. All right.
So today we're doing kind of hangout time.
Yeah, we're doing hangout
all the things.
Time.
We do have our Gear of the Week segment where we each have something that we're excited to share.
Yeah.
And we tried to make it relevant.
Yeah. Did you want to go into that?
I don't know.
Sean says get a purple one.
Purple boom arm? I mean, custom colorware should get on that, right?
Okay, so here's what I can kick off with next.
Okay.
Because this is kind of interesting. So, as you know, if you were here last week, I'm using a new camera.
Yes.
Yes, this is the
Sony ZV-E1.
The Sony ZV-E1. So that means that we are in 4K.
Yes.
This stream is in 4K.
We are. It was your huddle up was in 1080, and it was confusing because you had 4K select an eCam, and it was me. I made a newbie dum-dum move. And thought, I don't know why I thought the camera could do 4K over USB. It cannot. Like, no cameras can. I don't know why I thought that. So it's like, oh, camera's 4K, eCam's 4K, USB means the signal's not 4K. So eCam. The cool thing, one of the many cool things about eCam is even if you set a higher thing, like 60 frames per second or 4K or whatever,
fix it.
if you give it a signal that's different than that, it's almost like it's a container that can go up to that, and then it just handles everything up to it. So, so it was limited to really good-looking 1080, but 1080. Yeah. So now we had to bring the cam link back into the fold to get that sweet, sweet 4K.
Okay, so we should be in 4K, and I think we're good. So we have higher quality. And the colors are how I like them.
You have them dialed in.
I think we are dialed in.
Things don't look blue. Things look correct.
Yeah, things look correct. So
clear though.
Here's the thing, though, right? Here's the thing. I have 2 hue bulbs in the background, but we changed one. So let me put this back. All right. So right here, actually, it's behind Tom. Right here, this light right here, it was a hue bulb, and then the other hue bulb is right over my shoulder right here. It's like the accent color on the bookshelf. That is still a hue bulb,
an old, like 7-year-old.
So we changed this Pixar looking lamp to a Govee bulb. We got a 2-pack, and we were planning to change this one, but it won't fit in the lamp. So this is still a hue bulb. But if you look really closely, this one flickers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know if you could tell, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. Yeah. So this is flickering. This Govee one should not be flickering. That's why we got it, and it's not. Yeah. So I don't think hue bulbs flicker anymore.
I think the new ones don't.
Yeah.
But they're way more expensive than the Govee ones Can you put the Govee stuff on your stream decks to turn it on and off?
I don't know.
Because that's what you've been doing with the Hue bulbs.
Yeah.
Because the other...
I don't think so.
That's a bummer. I feel like you must be able to. Maybe someone here knows. Can you put... If Mr. Camera Junkie's here, he would know for sure.
Yeah.
Can you put Govee lights on a stream deck?
It doesn't bother me because I could just put Alexa in here and have her turn everything on.
Well, that's true.
Because it definitely connects to Alexa.
The other thing... So the solution to that is to just replace that. I have some like small lights or whatever that we could do there. Or get the regular sized Govee bulbs instead of the big flood ones. And... Because here, can you hand me that one over there?
This one?
Yeah. Because this is... We're using these ones because they're brighter.
This is what it looks like, yeah.
Floodlight bulbs. So if you got the regular bulb that would fit in there. The problem with this one, it's too fat on the top. The Hue is skinnier, so it doesn't reach the connector
plug
in
thing.
the lamp.
Yeah.
So you'd have to get a different one, either regular ones or just.
Yeah. See, Gil, once you see the flicker, you can't unsee it. So
that's like really the last wrinkle to iron out.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I think
everything else is just
Yeah.
funsies. I did want to show you.
Oh, I saw it.
A little glimpsey
I saw it.
I want to show you like a real life photo though, not a
Tom's pulling up actually, you should put it over there so we can share it.
Yeah, there's the.
It's the Roadcaster in white. It looks really pretty.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Can we just? Oi.
I don't know if we can. Do you have product showcase?
I don't. So the way you turn product showcase on is you hit the trash can button on the back of the camera. It'll turn it on and off. But there's no way to reach that from here.
Now it's not focusing. It really likes you.
Well, I don't blame it, but right now it doesn't like either of us.
Here, hold on. Look at my eyes. Look at my eyes. Ow.
Sorry.
Tom has to go and push a button.
I don't know. It's tracking. Oh, it's tracking the bookshelf.
Oh, that's why. There we go.
But yeah, you know what's...
Well, that's like such a big difference. Oh my gosh.
What's not moving is the bookshelf.
Yeah.
No need for tracking.
Let's see. Are y'all near a micro center? We just got one in Florida and it has everything. What?
I just got one. I thought they were all like closing.
What's a micro center?
I feel like it's like a Fry's.
Oh. It's a store.
Yeah.
No.
I know you can get a lot of 3D printing stuff at micro centers and like computer things.
Andre says the Hue bulb flicker when the frame rate matches the power grid frequency.
No, because it never flickered when you were at 24, but we did 30. I think I don't know why. I mean, we could switch to 24 and see if that fixes it, and then we're done. We could do that right now.
No,
you can't switch eCam.
Yeah, you can't switch in stream. Hold on, I'm gonna turn on the AC because record heat right now.
These are all things
California.
we can talk about off stream. Yeah, right now it's currently 113 degrees outside in mid-September, early to mid-September. All right, so we're using a different chair. What next?
We could do gear of the week.
Sure.
Okay, so our gear of the week is Yes. I decided to do my Shure MV7, but we have the link for that one, which I believe is
MV7 Plus.
The new one. Because it's only $20 difference, and if you're going to get one, you should get that one.
Yeah.
But when did I get this? Do you remember?
3 years ago at least.
Yeah, 3 years. And then we got it customized. We actually did it on stream. We picked the colors on stream, and we did it through colorware.com. So I have this beautiful gloss purple, a matte blue for I forgot what this is called.
Yoke.
The yoke. And then there's a gloss white right here.
It's gorgeous.
And it's beautiful, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I think it was like $50 more to get it customized. But it's great, and it's been all these years, and it looks still brand new. Like, they do such a good job if you've never got a colorware thing before. So that's cool, and that's the original MV7.
Yes.
USB XLR combo mic. This is the MV7 Plus. That's why I use this one today because, and I think this is also available on colorware. If you're getting a mic today, there's no reason not to get this one because it is USB-C. If you're going to use it through USB, it has some different I'm not using USB, so it doesn't matter. But the USB features are better. The app functionality is, but basically, if you're using it for the USB functionality, it's significantly improved. If you're using it just as XLR, it's not really that different. But if you just want it as XLR, they have the Shure MV7X, which does not have USB, and it's a lot cheaper. So that's kind of way to go there. But I've been really impressed.
It looks so good
With this,
it's like a matte white.
This comes in default black or white. This is not customized, and then we each have Doc Pops from Doc Rock on here. So yeah, this is a stock MV7 Plus. You can just get the white one.
So pretty.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. It comes with a black windscreen, but the green. It's funny because like Shure's main color is black and green, so I was like, oh.
Here's the black. Wow.
No, I think yours. Yeah, your whole this all white all up in there too, which is cool.
Like that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so sad.
I mean, it's still cool looking, but yeah. The Doc Pops make it pop.
The Doc Pops make it pop.
If you're someone who likes bright colors, that is, of course.
All right.
And you've been using that mic forever. You want to do something that's tried and true, and like,
yes,
it's fun to be like, I got this thing, which is actually what I'm going to be doing. But
well, I felt like I was talking about a lot of new stuff, and I wanted to highlight something that I've had in my setup for a really long time. So
when you find those pieces of gear that just like you sort of check the box and it's done, like that's the thing that I have and I'm done. Mm-hmm. It's always nice.
So what's your gear of the week?
Mine is something I talked about on a live stream the other day, which is not something I've had for years. It's the GoPro Hero 13, which just came out this week. Or just announced. It's not even out yet, actually.
Oh.
This is cool. I'm a GoPro guy. I love GoPros. I've used them for many years. I've talked about that many times. The 13, like, GoPro does, modest iterations every year. They're not, like, usually groundbreaking, huge differences.
But this one was a big difference.
Well, I like the moderate things because it's sort of like at any point in time, like if you bought a GoPro a month ago,
yeah, you'd still have a really good one.
It's still fine.
Yeah.
But it's like, so at any point in time, you're kind of getting the best one. And I don't know, it's just like modest iterations. This one, though, has some big changes. It's the most changes they've done in a while. So there's a new battery, which people are really mad about because now you have to buy new batteries. But like GoPro batteries are cheap and they use the same battery for like the last 5 generations. So the reason there's a new battery is because it gives significantly longer battery life, which is awesome. I got almost 2 hours of 5.3K recording from the battery, which is a lot. It would not ever go that far before. Overheating performance has been improved. I've seen other people's tests and stuff where they're talking about like 70 minutes, 80 minutes, 90 minutes. I got mine in the heat that we're in to go for 2.5 hours, and it did not overheat. It ran out of memory card space. It ran out of battery. I had to switch it to USB. Like, you can plug it into USB, and then it kept going. It didn't stop at any point, so it was recording consistently. And then finally the card filled up, and once the card filled up, it stopped recording. So it never actually overheated and shut down. Obviously, it can and it will at certain things, but knowing that you can easily go over an hour, the length of the battery, it's really not a thing you have to think about anymore at this point, is very, very cool. They changed the bottom mount. They do have like a magnetic mount, which is very cool.
Oh, that's cool.
The DJI action cameras have had this for a while, but they still have a 1/4-20 mount for regular tripod stuff, and it still has the old school GoPro fingers, which is cool. I did find out that Ulanzi has made a bottom connector that looks very similar to this, that's relatively affordable, and you can put this on older GoPros that don't have this, and you get all the same functionality.
Oh, I see.
I don't know if it'll work with their magnetic clip, but it might, because I've heard they're extremely similar. So there's that. And then the other big change, which is actually very cool for GoPros, is they have official changeable lenses. So it's the first time. Oh wait, so I do have a hard time getting this one out of here. So it's the first time they've had like official ones, not just kind of random third-party filters and things, but like they have an ultra-wide lens. That's this one. They have a macro lens. They have a whole kit of ND filters, which is very satisfying. They're like microscope slides, is what it looks like. And they have they have an anamorphic lens, which is not out yet. That's coming out next year. That's the one I'm most excited about, of course. But it's pretty cool because it's almost just like a mirrorless camera where you just sort of pop your lens on. And now, like,
bam!
If you don't mind the camera being a little bigger and a little heavier, now you got a big lens. So GoPros have always had, like, all action cameras, they don't have really focus. Like, it's infinity focus. And so everything's in focus, but the minimum focus distance is usually, like, pretty far. So this one puts it at, like, a few inches. You can get like 4 inches away from something.
Yeah.
There's a little thing you can turn, do your macro, but then you can flip it back and get your regular field of view. So it's like you can do both, which is very cool.
That's nice.
It has genuine high definition video, like HLG, HDR, so actual factual HDR video if you want that.
So you're excited
there's
about
some
it.
There's some other fun features in there. I'm very excited about the anamorphic lens. That's the one I like really, 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 really want to check out. And there was something else I wanted to say, but I forgot what it was. That is pretty cool about it. But it's a fun camera. I mean, GoPros are super fun. And if you haven't updated one, if you've never had one, this is a great one to jump in at. And if you have one and it's like 9 or 10 or older, this would be a nice upgrade. So it's pretty cool. There's lots of fun stuff you can do. I scratched the surface of what you could do. And they also, which I don't have, they released a second camera that's just called the Hero, and it's supposed to be the size of an AirPods case, so just about this big. And all it does is record. It does video, photo, slow motion, but that's it. There's no settings to change or anything. It's just, it has a screen on the back, but it's not this. You can dial in, turn on log, turn on, change the white balance and the shutter speed. None of that. It's just turn on, press record, go.
Yeah. You need to take it to space,
and it's half the price. This is $3.99. That's $1.99.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. I'm curious about that one for sure. So that's my gear of the week, because that's some cool, between the mounts and the power and the overheating and the lenses. That's some really cool updates on that camera, and I'm super excited to keep using it more.
Yay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So now I got my little stack of...
Yeah, your GoPro has you need like a GoPro.
Yeah, that's the only downside,
bag.
Which is why I think they released, as the GoPro is extending out to now you have like lenses and batteries and all stuff. It's like
a kit.
You could go with the very basic one, which has nothing.
Yeah,
and it's just turn on.
But especially if you've been using GoPros for a while, you probably want the...
Well, that's why I think they did a good job of sometimes things have to change, like the battery. The new lenses don't work on the old cameras. But even though they changed the mount, it'll work with literally stuff that I bought for my first GoPro in 2011 works with this one.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Sweet.
That's gear of the week.
Gear of the week. Dun, 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 dun. Well, there you go.
I think Kathy watched your keyboard review video.
Oh, I did miss that comment.
She said she loved the typing test.
Yes, it was a lot of people commented on it.
I don't think Heather realizes how fast she can type.
It's an obsolete skill.
It's not. It is not. It is absolutely not an obsolete skill. But Heather can type 115, 120 words per minute. I can maybe max out at if I hit 60, I'm over the moon. So I basically double my WPM.
I really feel like we're going to get to the point where you don't need to know how to type.
Oh my gosh. So I had this horrific experience at the car dealership last week.
Okay.
I had to take my car in for service, which I didn't even fix the problems. It's a whole thing. And it ended up costing significantly more money than it was supposed to.
Okay.
And it was so bad. I thought it was just me. I never fill out surveys negatively, but I fill out survey negative. It was so bad that the guy I dealt with got fired. Not for just my thing, but apparently I wasn't the only one who felt this way.
Yeah.
But a thing that would have driven you crazy, the guy who it was okay, this might be $300, maybe $600. Just kidding, $1,800. But I'm gonna have zero sympathy or zero try to work with you, or just horrific customer service. His typing was
T-Rex.
Yeah, it was T-Rex typing. And I don't know what they have to type, but it's basically the Great American Novel to get your car taken in and worked on. And I'm just sitting there oh my God, my life is passing before my eyes because
I don't want to say I judge people's typing, but I definitely, it catches my eye.
You consider it.
My eyes just go to...
I get nervous typing around you. Heather's, fingers on the home keys and...
I feel so I think we talked about this on the couples table before, but the reason why I'm so good at typing is because my mom and dad forced me. This is the skill that no matter what job you're going to be doing, you're going to need to know how to type, and you have to type well and accurately. So after school, I was forced to do all.
Are your parents good at typing?
No. Come on. Filipino
I don't know.
generation is all for the kids. The kids have to do everything better.
Your dad's, a techie guy, and your mom works at a hospital.
No, because they don't even know how to write English well. So that's
if they
why
were not writing in English, could they type fast?
I don't know. I've never I've never seen them type in Filipino, so I have no idea. I've never
What if they have 120 words per minute?
I'm pretty sure they don't. But I feel like, oh yeah, typing. And I've always been really glad that I could type, but I feel like now everything is voice. So it's like, voice. I thought typing would go away with tapping, texting.
Yeah.
But it didn't. But I feel like voice is the thing. Like, oh, everyone's just gonna talk, and the AI is gonna transcribe.
I don't feel like I really don't think typing. Maybe you don't need to do 120 words per minute, but like
if we go to a point where computer desk setups just don't even have keyboards.
I feel like it's too foundational. I feel like this is what I think, what I hope. And I even remember, teaching with my typing skills.
It's going to be retro. It's going to be like,
oh, well, I remember I would be typing and like a kid would say something, like they come up, Mr. Buck, can I do something? I'd be like, oh yeah, just go get that, whatever. And they'd be like, you're not looking at the keyboard and you're still typing. What? And like I was like,
yeah. And that was just the generation after us. So
yeah,
like it's already phasing out.
I mean, it is, but it's phasing out, but I don't think it's
like cursive.
Necessary.
No one does cursive.
Cursive's probably not necessary.
Yeah.
I love it, but it's probably not necessary.
Let's see. Freddie says, I feel bad upgrading GoPros personally. I tend not to use them too much because I prefer using my mirrorless cameras.
Yeah, they have the thing with GoPros or any action camera or even drones and stuff is like you watch the sample footage of people just doing crazy cool stuff. You're like, oh my God, I'm going to get that. And you're like, wait, I don't do those things.
Yeah, it requires you to do action.
Yeah, so. I'm not going to snowboard out of a plane or something, which is probably why you don't need to get a new one every year. But they do really cool things. Like I've been using mine for hockey games a lot. I use them all the time in videos for like supplemental angles, and there's usually always a GoPro in my camera bag if my camera's going somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, it weighs nothing, takes no space. Mm-hmm. Gil says, my wife types fast and has an amazing handwriting skills. I get nervous typing or writing in front of her. I think the new skill is more prompt based. So you can have the best prompt.
Yeah, how do you get the AI to do what you want?
Andre says, this discussion brings me back to typing class in junior high on mechanical, not electric typewriters, learning touch typing. I suddenly feel old.
Oh, I remember. Actually, I found this old home video a couple months ago, but it was Christmas of like 92 or 3. My mom got an electric typewriter for Christmas. Like we didn't have a computer or anything at that point, and
word processor.
Yeah, it is. It's a big giant typewriter with like a little digital screen. So
I had one of those. Yeah.
And part of the thing is like her in the kitchen trying to like
type,
just figure out how to turn it on and stuff. But she was always a really good typer on typewriters and stuff. And then we got computers. So I always thought it was something you needed to do. And then, school had typing class with the little rubber things that would cover the keyboards. And then you have to do the test. The little like...
Oh,
remember that?
No.
You didn't have the thing that they'd put it on the keyboard and it would cover the keys so you couldn't see them. And then you had to do,
I don't think we did that because like the accuracy would test for that.
I don't know whatever's... Well...
Like, why would you... Who cares whether you're looking? If you're typing well and accurately, it doesn't matter if you look or not.
Because kids are looking down and not looking. And then you spend half the time typing and you're not even in the text box or whatever, like... I don't know. It was a big thing of like, don't look at the keyboard when you're typing.
Wait.
Which you don't.
I don't look at the keyboard, yeah.
That was like a thing. They would come out. I remember it was bright orange, the thing that would go down on top of it.
Tech Troublemaker says, the kind of fish I kind of view from action cameras. The kind of fish I kind of view from action. I tried using it for vlogging, but it is better as a second camera for me.
Yeah.
Well, they don't have fisheye anymore.
Yeah, you can or you can turn it off, which is cool. And the anamorphic thing, at least the sample footage I saw, looks pretty freaking cool because it's not fisheye at all. It's actually like widescreen lens flares. It's very, very cool.
Mr. Camera Junkie in the house. Hi, everyone. Didn't we say something?
Mr. Camera Junkie.
Manifested you.
Yeah, you're Beetlejuice right now because you showed up after we mentioned you. Do you know if it's possible to put Govee light controls onto the Stream Deck?
There you go.
That's our question for you.
Andre says, not forgetting the Tiki 100 computers we used to learn to program on.
I didn't have.
We never learned programming.
No, I never did. I played around with a Tandy computer.
I don't know what that is.
It's like the Radio Shack brand of computers. But it didn't run Windows or anything. It had like its own desktop that was like an early skeuomorphic desktop that like it looked like here's a calendar on a desk and here's like the calculator looks like a calculator sitting on your desk. But everything just squares and rectangles.
There you go. So what else is up top?
Oh man, so many things.
Yeah. What's going on in the world of content creation?
Very busy.
Content with the content?
Yeah, very, very busy. There's a couple. Yeah, oh my gosh. There's 2 things that I have in my office that I can't share, but I'm very excited about. One of them is very simple, and so I already know it, love it, excited to share about it. That'll be an easy video to make. The other one is very complicated, but I'm also very excited about it, but I have no idea how to like fully approach it. So I'm trying to learn a little bit more about that as time goes on. I also today officially, I've been using the beta and having mixed results, but now I realize today officially the Elgato prompter, the camera hub software, I don't think this happened today. I jumped on the train today.
You found out, yeah.
They officially implemented voice tracking, and they did it incredibly well. So if you install Camera Hub 1.11 or later, when you go down to the scrolling section, there's a thing that says voice tracking. You can turn it on, and you select a microphone. So it can be the mic you're using, or it could be a different microphone or whatever. And that's the one the prompt will use to listen to you. And then it will track your speech, but it does so incredibly well because you can skip lines and you can go off script. Yeah. I've used, I think it was Prompter Pro or something. It was an app for my old Glide Gear prompter. It was an app for like the iPhone or the iPad, and it had voice tracking and it worked pretty well. But like if you went off a little bit, it sort of messed everything up.
Yeah.
And this is like you can kind of go and then you can literally like talk about something else and just come back to it and it will keep going. If you see a sentence you want to skip, you just skip it.
That's awesome.
It works really well.
Yeah.
The only thing I can't figure out is how to back up the script if you need to go back. I guess you can just read from the top. But yeah, they did. It's such a good job. I'm so excited about it. Definitely want to make a video about that. So that's exciting. That's one of those things where it's like, no, I want to make a video that I was not planning on making.
I know.
Because I didn't know about it. So that's cool.
Andre says TE100 was a Norwegian computer with a deal with the Norwegian school system from 1984, and it did not run a graphical OS, so DOS all the way. We did have Space Invaders.
Yeah, my elementary school computer lab had Apple IIs. That was all Apple IIs, which when you were...
Hey, Ernesto.
Hey, when you didn't get to go to the computer lab in kindergarten, you started in first through third grade, the like librarian or whoever was in there had to put the big floppy disk in for you.
Chunk.
Yeah, it was the big one, and you had to put it in and lock it down.
Super floppy one.
The actual like floppy disk. And then when you were in fourth grade, you got to be able to put in your own floppy disks.
See, so for the typing in grade school, they put our names and our words per minute on the board.
Oh.
And the gamer in me was like, I'm gonna be number 1, yo. It was me and Michael. It's between me and him.
I remember in the first grade, I wanted to be the fastest runner in class.
Runner?
And
run?
This is the only time this could be true, but I was the fastest until a new kid, Mark, moved into town, and he was the fastest. And that was it. That was the last time I was the fastest
That was
runner.
The last time he ran.
Yeah. Never again. So.
Okay. There you go. Well, if we don't have anything else to talk about today.
I do have. I can share something cool that's not a secret, but it's new to me.
Sure. There goes Tom. And we are out of focus again. It really loves the bookshelf, so I'm going to pretend like I am the bookshelf. Nope. I don't know. It's like all about my background. Babe, I'm out of focus, babe.
I don't know what. Maybe there's some focus settings
we need to... Oh, it fixed.
It fixed?
Yeah. It was like, hey, here she is.
I'm going to play around a little bit here, though. Because the cool thing is, since the camera's not recording, I can do a lot more. Okay.
I get nervous when Tom tries to do things while we are streaming.
Oh, the transition speed should be slow.
Oh.
And, the shift sensitivity is too...
Shift sensitivity, transition speed. These are all things that he's playing with.
Subject recognition.
Okay. I felt the same way when I used to drive manual. Nobody does that anymore. I was going to learn stick because I wanted to get my motorcycle license. That is not a thing I'm probably going to do anymore. But, yeah. My last car that got condemned last year was a stick shift.
I tried learning stick once and it didn't go well.
Well, so here's one thing I wanted to kind of talk about. I don't know. It's just an observation.
Well, we could observe.
So I have been. Is everyone on Threads? Are we all on Threads?
I have the Threads.
Okay. So I have Threads. I have the Threads account for Heather Just Great, but I haven't posted anything yet. I've been using Threads every day on my gaming account, Heather Just Play. And because Threads is new, well, I don't know. Actually, I think this is probably just going to be, it's like X or Twitter. It's going to be the same thing. But I'm not following that many people, so most of the stuff I see is from people that I am not following. But it is still relevant. So far, the algorithm is very relevant. Like, it's very, like, I talk about video games, I'm seeing video game stuff. And it's everything I see is related, which is so nice.
Yeah.
But the thing that has been popping up lately, obviously, because it's video games, is a lot of streamers, people who are streaming themselves playing video games. And oh my God, it kind of like, I kind of feel, you know how you were a teacher, a former teacher. And I feel like one thing that you were doing, since you taught for 11 years and you've been gone for 3 years now, when you meet a teacher now, you say, oh, how is it teaching? Because it got a little rough there and a lot of things have changed. So like how is teaching? And when people talk, you kind of get a glimpse of this like different generation.
Sure.
I kind of feel that way when I scroll through my Threads feed about content creation. Yeah. Because the conversation and the approach is so different. It is not like the YouTube huddle. It's not like the couples table. It's not like the eCam community. It's not like the way that we do it. It is all for the endless chase and the infinite hamster wheel of vanity metrics. That's it. Everyone posts at the beginning of the week, the beginning of the month. Boom. Here's my YouTube subscribers and here's where I want to be. Here's my Threads followers. Here's where I want to be. Here's my streaming schedule. Here's where, whatever. And it's just like,
it's a full-time job
to the digit. I have 27. I want to get to 57, whatever. And I'm just like, I feel like, I don't know. It's just, it makes me sad for this next generation. Yeah, because it's like,
I'm nervous from hearing all that.
I see why. And I feel like, okay, maybe that's how you have to do it, right? But as someone who had a freaking podcast called From 1 to 100, which was all about how you don't need a lot of subscribers to make this your full-time gig and all those things. And like, both of us, I think in the grand scheme of things, have a modest amount, like a modest following in the grand scheme of things. It's a lot. 150,000 is a lot. It's not millions though, that is a huge...
Not yet.
That's a very different number. And I feel like I think the thing that makes me sad is that it's a lot of fellow video gamers who are all the magic that video games can bring to somebody's life. And just to know that you are mixing that with something so stressful and anxiety-inducing makes me sad. I just like, I always like comment out loud. Like I talk to my phone out loud saying stuff like I shake my head or I'm like, oh my God, please don't do that. I would never reply. Never. No. Because obviously you do what you want to do. I'm not going to give you unsolicited advice. But I don't know. It's like, I also want to be like, what? You don't have to stream in order for your gaming to be valid. Like you could just also play video games. Yeah. I don't know. It's
if you want to include a stream component, but I don't think it's because you just want to play video games. I think it's you're trying to grow an audience and people want it to be like other things in life where more input equals more output.
But
content creation is not that.
And that's the thing. I think it's that, yes, it's everyone thinking that the more you give it, you will get it. It's like it will come back in return, and you could do that for the rest of your life and get absolutely nowhere.
If you work an hourly job and you work twice as many hours, you get twice as many dollars.
That's not.
It's not.
And if people know that and they want to do it anyway, cool. Like, who am I to judge? But I definitely do, like, I feel like that's how it is with content creation in general. I feel like it's this, there is no, like, I feel like a few years ago, maybe it was during, like, when we were really active in the eCam community during the pandemic, there was a lot of people
eCamdemic.
They were, like, making money and had a business with a, modest following. And that was like normal, like, okay, you do coaching, you have an online course, you sell a digital product, you have a membership, you have a Patreon, like you have all these things. But now I feel like, okay, if you're coming into content creation, the only perception is feed the hamster wheel with content.
Yeah,
just a bajillion amounts of content. Just go, 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 go.
I think I told you I didn't know. I think this must have been on Threads or something. But a couple weeks ago, Instagram changed the photo carousel so you can have
to
20.
Yeah.
So you can 20 photos on one post or whatever.
Yeah.
And a Threads thing popped up, which had a ton of replies to it. So it was a big discussion. But this person was saying like, forget exactly how they phrase it, but it was like, oh, so now we can have 20 photos in our carousel, but this isn't gonna like, are we gonna, get more? People, it was something like, are we gonna get more for our effort? We're just expected to do more for less payment, less whatever.
No, yeah, they were making it seem like, oh,
we're expected now.
Photo carousels went from 10 to 20, so now we have to do double the
work.
Our
workload doubled, and what are we getting in return? Whereas I was just like, you don't have to. You don't have to do it.
Yeah, they built an elevator in the building. Doesn't mean you have to take it. Like, go take your stairs, bro.
Yeah, it's like you don't have. You just don't have to. And the weird thing is, when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's cool. Like,
yes,
you can.
I could share
more photos if you want to. Like, it's a cool option to use sometimes.
I don't know. I have to remember. See, I have to really, 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 really remember. Is like, this is not my problem. I do not have to try to solve this problem. Yeah. Like, I don't.
You don't have to be all things to all people all the time.
But I get nervous. Like, I have like tangential stress for you.
Social media platforms do weird things sometimes. That to me, I thought was a cool feature upgrade. I was like, hey, that's awesome. Like, it's a cool way. It's a different way to share more stuff.
Well, the other thing is, like, because I've been on Threads in the gaming thing so much, I really had to remember this. It feels weird, but I really had to remember the algorithm is not the world.
Right. Like, oh my God.
The way that the world view feels in the algorithm is not how it is in real life. Right. But I feel like if I'm feeling this, but I know what I know, someone who's 22 is like, oh, we all gotta do
just starting out.
Yeah, we just need to make all the content. Now we have to make 20 photos in the carousel. We have to just keep feeding it, and you have to post like every single time you get a new follower. Oh, this is what I was telling Tom. So like, it's a big deal for streamers to become a Twitch affiliate. Mm-hmm. I don't know what that means. I'm assuming it's the equivalent of the YouTube Partner Program. I think it's harder to. I feel like overall Twitch is so much more competitive. Mm-hmm. And I do think that because it's streaming focused, you have to put a lot more hours to like get results. But what people will do is they'll post, oh my God, I made YouTube Partner. Like, I made YouTube Partner, which like is a huge milestone that should be celebrated. But it's weird because it's not the same way. It feels different than like if someone who wasn't on Twitch said like, oh, finally, I got the YouTube Partner Program or whatever, versus someone who's coming from Twitch making Twitch affiliate. They see it as like the YouTube Partner thing as the same. I don't know.
I just thought it sounds funny because you're like, I made partners like at your law firm or like your channel got monetized. Okay, that's cool. That's great. That's exciting.
I don't know.
It's not, your problems aren't all solved now. Like, it's a cool step. It's a cool thing to celebrate. Milestones are important, but it is scary if people are sort of taxing themselves, almost like like I just see like a husk being like milked dry, just to like hit this one milestone or do this thing.
Yeah, it's like that.
It should be invigorating you, not.
I guess it's like
hydrating, not dehydrating you.
Yeah. It's hard because it's like we talk about this all the time. It's not, there isn't one way to be successful as a content creator, but that world makes it seem like there's only one way. And like, I'll see posts of this person was like, people have no idea how hard it is to be a content creator. Like, I finally made Twitch affiliate and YouTube partner, but I gained 15 pounds and like my mental health is all a mess and da-da-da. And I'm just like, I don't know. It doesn't seem worth it to me.
Yeah, well, it's just like that's
I'm not saying I have it all figured out. Definitely not,
doing that to yourself is not it's not something you're going to be glad you did in a couple years, like. I
don't know. Maybe this is why I don't want to judge. I don't want to judge, but I don't know. I definitely, I worry for, I have been like this whole year, I have been telling everybody this is the best time to get into content creation because like, look at all these tools, look at all this like helpful resources. There's all these communities, there's all these people who have paved the way. Like there's coaches now, there's courses. It's like, it's never been easier. But then I see stuff like that and I'm like, good Lord. Who would willingly want to like give their time infinitely to something that doesn't necessarily cash back? Right. Like, at least with YouTube videos, it can be an investment, like you can make a video about this keyboard and yes, it might not be like a banger in the first 24 hours, but the more people that like search this video, most of the videos that are paying me now are videos I made in 2019. They're all little like investment things, right? But for Twitch, it's like, as soon as you're done streaming, it is done. Like that's it. Your like videos don't
back to square one.
It's like starting over. I don't know. Sorry. I don't know how I went there.
That was interesting.
Here we are. All right, let's check in. Let's see. I am threaded. Where are we? Okay. Hated having to take typing, but glad I now have the skill. I drove stick for 14 years. It's cool for the first week.
Yeah.
I thread that therefore I am. It's crazy because I'm a truck driver and I drive a 10-speed diesel truck, but I can't drive a regular car manual. It's crazy. That's really funny. There is a reason why I stay off both X and Threads.
Yeah.
I mean, like, for the most part, well, this is why I've been spending a lot of time on Threads, is because it's like, oh, I love hearing all these video game announcements, and it feels the most positive online space right now. Like, people genuinely being excited about Final Fantasy 14 and stuff. Like, it's cool.
Yeah.
But, it's mixed in with all this other, like, I'm also a Final Fantasy 14 streamer and blah, blah. Would anyone watch me stream 4 hours of Animal Crossing? I am more of a casual gamer.
I mean, I would watch Animal
Casual gaming is a whole... I feel like that's, like, the most popular type of gaming content right now. Yeah. Absolutely. Casual gaming is my jam, so I totally watch. Exactly. Gil, there's also a thing I hate in Threads, and that is where some creators do engagement algorithm traps by asking super Googleable questions. So this is why I am not on Heather Just Create, because I was on there, I don't know, I scrolled like 2 or 3 days, and then I was like, I'm not for the foreseeable future going to post on here as Heather Just Create, because it doesn't feel genuine. It feels like when someone's asking like, I don't know, what's the best microphone to stream with? It's almost like rage baiting, like it doesn't feel like you're actually asking. You already have your opinion. You're just trying to like rile, it's like, it doesn't feel genuine. I don't know.
I'm thinking back to the old school message board that I've talked about sometimes. I mean, there were a lot of them, but the main one I was a part of was a music one. It had like, for musicians, like guitars and stuff. And I'm talking like, late 90s, early 2000s. And this was before any other social media like that, but there were thousands and thousands of posts a day. So it was a very active message board. And it's like, there were the people who were there were the moderators in each forum, and there were the prolific posters who, would be in every thread or whatever. But it was all discussion based. Like, obviously no one there, there was no way to like post on the message board as your full time. Right. So it really was like, look at my new guitar. Yeah. How do I do this? Should I get this type of tremolo or this one on my thing? Like, it was all questions, discussions, who's your favorite player that did this? Did you hear about this news? What about that guitar? Help me. Like, it was genuine discussion with no ulterior motive.
This is what it feels.
Bait, ulterior motive.
It feels like every post, every response there's an ulterior motive behind
I've been wondering, like, how is it possible to bring that type of thing back in some ways, or does it exist somewhere, or is it just like gone? The internet, the fact that the internet is the same 3 websites that own everything, and that we've all been trained to do, to engage with things in certain ways, like, is that around in place? I guess maybe like Discord would probably be a place that exists, in like Discord servers.
Yeah.
So I mean,
because Discord, there's no following, so there's no expectation of like like if I post this, you better follow me back or whatever. I don't know. It definitely feels like, I don't know. It doesn't feel genuine.
Yeah, a lot of stuff does not, and that's Threads. Gil's one of the main people I see on Threads, and I always enjoy his posts because he just shares like, look what I did to my truck. Here's my studio. Like, it's just like cool, and it's like I'm really excited about it.
It feels like there's a strategy with other people versus like
sharing.
Just share what you're like thinking about.
So I get bored after 4 minutes, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'm done for the day on that.
Yeah. So here's the other thing.
Okay.
Which well, let me catch up with the comments and we'll talk about it. Okay.
I see Jared's here. I haven't seen you in forever.
Jared, just putting out content is one strategy, and it works, but it's a grind. A better strategy is putting in more time into planning your content, and putting out quality is better.
Having a purpose of some kind.
I can't even imagine having that conversation with the gaming community. I've been contemplating doing a streaming channel on YouTube, only streaming the arcade games from my childhood. 1 game per stream for 1 hour, trying to get as far as possible.
That's cool.
That sounds awesome.
That sounds manageable also.
Yeah.
For everybody.
The locker room. I'm late. Hello.
Hello.
Good to see you. I like Threads though. It's fun, but I do so many of these content sharks, making it annoying to swim.
Sharks in the water.
Andre says, putting out quality content with a purpose is probably the way to survive long term, but number chasers are so tiresome. Kombucha. People who chase numbers burn out so much faster. I try and kindly remind people it's a marathon, not a race, and to always return back to making sure creating content remains fun.
100. I couldn't have said that better myself. And that's what you said too. I mean, hope it's okay I'm sharing this, but you were like, a lot of these people, I don't think they're going to be here in a year. Like,
well, it's the fastest way to burn it. I mean, because the thing is, you don't even know why you're doing it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even know why you're chasing these numbers. You think high numbers equals success, but it's like, what is success? Like, what are you thinking is going to happen?
Yeah. I mean, having a purpose. So here's a different real life example though, but I think it works is, you and I have gone to the gym for many years.
Okay.
Sometimes casually, sometimes more actively. One thing I've always hated, leg day. I know a lot of people hate leg day, but I was like, ugh, this is not like...
He would just leave me.
Yeah, sorry, I'm going to be over here. Like, not interested. And people would tell me. You would tell me. I'd see stuff online, whatever. Trainers would tell me, okay, I got to do this, do these squats, do these lunges. I'm like, yeah.
It's so good for your stability.
I hate this, and it hurts, and I don't want to do it. Why am I doing this?
And then you started playing goalie.
Well, then I started playing goalie in hockey. Guess what you do while wearing huge amounts of equipment is you're essentially squatting and lunging all over the place. And it turns out, oh, I really need to do that. That completely changes, though, then, okay, going to the gym now when there's like, okay, I want to do this leg thing, this hip thing or whatever. Yeah. I have a purpose for it, a context for it. I feel like before it felt like you need to do, I'm supposed to do leg day things. I need to do these exercises. I hate doing it. I'm not having fun. I don't enjoy it. I don't know why I'm doing it. Like, why? There's no reason, but it's what I should do, so I'm just going to do it, and then I stop. Versus, like, now I know why I'm doing it. There's a purpose behind it, which also then makes it easier to measure my progress because I can see, like, wow.
Because you're measuring your own progress.
Yeah, I can get up faster than I could before. Yeah. I'm less sore than I was before, or I move faster, whatever. Yeah. And so there's a purpose behind it, which then makes the whole thing more enjoyable. Yeah. I feel like it's the same thing with that kind of stuff, like streaming the schedule because you're supposed to, this insane schedule, no fun. Streaming that schedule because you're on summer break and you have time and you're like, you can't wait to do it every day. And
that's different.
That's different.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the other thing is like, I don't know how to explain this. It's like, I feel like people forget. I don't even know if this is true, but I feel like content creation at the end of the day is an art. Mm-hmm. And the way that someone creates their content is so, it should be so individualized to the person's style, personality, experience, preferences,
everything.
blah, 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 blah. Yeah. But if you are chasing numbers, then you have not developed the style, the individuality, because you're just copying what other people are doing. And so that's why it's like not only are you not taking time to figure out how you're what your style is and the way that your artistic voice or whatever it is, then you're also just chucking stuff to the algorithm. So here's burnout and here's burnout. I don't understand where the win is.
Yeah, I think the win is you hope you do those things and then suddenly blow up like crazy. But it's like I'm going to go to the park every day and just play a ton of basketball and hope I end up in the NBA somehow.
I don't know. This is why we have the couple table, because I share these things
because we don't know.
Andre says the civilized conversations usually happen in the smaller closed groups. Yeah, like Discord and to a certain degree Patreon, I think.
That's true.
Tom's over there on the other side of the gym doing Zumba instead of leg presses. Have you done Zumba?
I've never done Zumba.
Oh, we should totally do Zumba, babe.
I don't know about that.
I feel like you would like it.
If everyone else was blind, I think I would be fine.
Let's see. YouTube is not really a marathon, but more like practicing for a marathon, which makes sense. Melanie, hi, happy Friday. Jazzercise aficionado.
I did go to a summer day camp when I was a kid, and they had jazzercise. I was 9. We were doing jazzercise. I think I had a keychain or something from it.
Yeah.
Just like jazzercise.
I feel we did go to a group fitness class on Monday. We went to Body Pump. So there's music, but it's not rhythm. It's like strength exercise, like squats and bicep curls and stuff.
You have a bar.
Yeah. So it's not,
The music is just to make the torture pass.
Yeah. Anyway. So that's that.
Oh, that's interesting. It'd be interesting to see where stuff goes. I know that those pocketed communities can exist in Patreon or Discord, and they're great, but it's hard because I just keep going back to the old school message board because that's my frame of reference, but that's something you can find through Google. You can, search for best guitar or whatever, and then you find a thread on this message board, and then you realize, oh, there's a whole guitar forum. I'm going to read this, and then I should register. And you can't find the Discord community that you can't. Yeah, it's a little more closed off. Yeah. It's harder to find.
It's hard to find. Yeah.
And that's what makes it tricky. And then it's also not, which has always been my big Discord complaint. It's not.
Actually, speaking of Discord, we have a pinned comment with the link to the couples table
here's
Discord.
My big Discord complaint. Speaking of Discord, which actually, that's perfect. I'm really glad you brought that up because
it's all part of the plan, babe.
I've been putting together a thing. I don't want to share it too on Twitter publicly, but I want to put it here.
Oh yeah.
I have I
totally forgot.
Actually, it's a pretty huge assortment of gear that's sort of been stuff that I either don't need or don't use anymore or whatever. Some of it's older, some of it's in brand new condition that I just want to find homes for. I did this a couple years ago, and I basically put everything for sale for $1 in
the buck stop
in an online shop. It's $1 plus $25 for shipping, so it's $26 for everything.
Yeah.
But I have another batch of gear that I'm going to put up sometime in the next week or so. So I've shared it on my Patreon, shared it on channel members and my message board. But couple stable people and huddle up people, I think would be super cool. So Heather will share that link in the Discord sometime. I don't know when that's going to happen. So can you give us
some what's some of the stuff you're going to be posting?
There's a lot of microphones. Okay. So there is the MV7X is in there. There's a lot of video mics, a Rode Video Mic Go 2, a Deity VMic D4, a Joby Wavo Pro.
So it's $26 for anything.
Yeah, but there's also the Mackie DLZ Creator, the Boss Gigcaster. Those are $700-$800 mixers. So there's a lot of stuff, and everything's just the same. The point is to share it somewhere where it's going to get used.
Yeah.
And there were some other things too. I can't remember. It's mostly that kind of stuff. Oh, there's a Rode NT1 Signature Series still in the box, which is really
cool.
So
we'll post it if you want any of this stuff.
Well, there's a couple of little like caveats that I share, but the big one is that it's U.S. only just because shipping. I wish that wasn't the case. I would love to ship internationally. I've tried that in the past.
Well, what if you let people pay the shipping?
That's what I thought, and people are happy to do it. The problem is customs, and it ends up being this thing where it's like you have to communicate. There's like weird international communications depending on where it's going and what organization, and sometimes then people still have to pay an import tax on top of it, and then sometimes I have to get in contact with customs, and it's like it became a logistical nightmare for someone who's like if we all lived close together, this would just be a garage sale. Like that's all I'm trying to do. So I just can't. It has to be US only, where I can just throw it in a box and ship it, and it's relatively affordable. Because like if someone buys the, like the Rode video mic, shipping for that in the US probably not going to be $25.
Yeah.
But shipping for the Mackie DLZ is probably going to be like $40.
Yeah. So it's just going to balance
it all kind of ends up evening out, and usually then we only end up losing like $50 when all is said and done. Oh, hey.
Gil! Oh my gosh.
Well, we didn't lose $50. We broke
Great
even.
Great stream. Congrats on 150, Tom. Jeez.
We're going to go buy some ice cream with that. Let me tell you, that is our handles fund for the next month and a half.
That's so awesome. Jeez. Also, we need a meet up in game.
Oh, yeah.
Final Fantasy 14. But thank you. My goodness.
That's so generous.
We have Stephen Martone, longtime viewer, first time catching you live.
Hey.
Got my MSED and been wanting to start content creation. Haven't decided to focus on mission purpose yet. I did a documentary for school and loved filmmaking.
Nice. That sounds awesome. Yeah. That sounds like the perfect reason to jump in and start having fun.
Master Camera Junkie is eyeing a mic.
Oh, yeah, there's some cool stuff in there.
Kombucha says, I definitely don't need a mic, but I do want to join. That Discord link isn't working for me, though. Says it expired.
Oh, I think it was one of the 7-day ones.
Oh.
Heather can fix that right now.
Yeah. Oh, I can't because...
Or she cannot.
Because I'm on a different computer. This is going to be a problem. Let me tell you. It's so confusing because I'm using the same setup for 2 different computers, and I never know like which one I'm on. What am I on?
Here's while you're doing that, here's what I currently have listed. Rode Video Mic Go 2, Joby Wavo Pro, Deity VMic D4, YOLO Box InStream, that's the vertical streamer, Novation Launchpad, which is like a sort of sample control pad, YOLO Box Pro, Sennheiser Profile with a boom arm, SE Electronics X1A, MXL 990 microphone, Rode NT1, 512 Audio Skylight, the big Mackie DLZ Creator, the Shure MV7, and the Boss Gigcaster 8 are all what's currently on there. There might be a couple other things, or maybe not all of those things. I don't know. That's just what I've been planning currently.
Did I posted the right one, right? Yes.
Oh, I mess up Discord links every time I send them out, so I think have no idea.
This is the couple stable. I think I put the right one. Okay.
That's why I used to have a Discord for like my courses and channel members, and like every other day I would get a message. It's like the link doesn't work, and I was like, yeah, I'm shutting this down.
Okay, I don't know how to. Actually, let me unpin the other. I'm
just watching you. Sorry, I wasn't keeping it going.
I know.
It's just like, what are you doing? How are you doing it?
Live. Let me unpin this comment. Boom. Unpin. Bam. All right.
Sweet.
So
you could pin the new one.
That YOLO Box stream looks interesting.
Yeah. I almost feel bad because it's a little less necessary than it was, but it was prior to Instagram letting you live stream with anything but a phone. So what it is it's essentially a capture card. It runs an Android operating system, so you can log into Instagram just like you would with a phone, but now you can connect any HDMI source to it and stream directly from there. But it also then has the cool YOLO Box stuff of like overlays and graphics and audio inputs, and so it's pretty sweet, and it's like it's a small little vertical thing. But also it has a monitor mode, so you can use it as like just a monitor for recording and stuff, which is really cool.
Okay, Mark Redder. I record karate tournaments with 6 active arenas. What are your thoughts on live streaming this on YouTube? 6 streams, 2 multi-view streams, 1 multi-view stream with 4 channels. partial content.
That's interesting. I think you wouldn't want to have multiple channels because it's probably just too much. I think streaming that in some way is cool, whether that's like you're kind of alternating which tournaments you're streaming or like maybe it's not everything all at once. What I am curious about is I've seen channels, big channels like Coachella will do this every year, but also our old buddies at Boston and Maine Live do this where you have multiple live streams at once on the same channel.
Yes.
So it is possible to do that, and that would be giving people a one-stop destination where they can then check out all the streams is the way to go. I've never done simultaneous streams on the same channel, so I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe just create a second stream.
Kombucha says it works because everyone's in there. Yay. Sean has a question for you.
How's Final Fantasy? It's going great. I don't know. I would say maybe a third of the way through Heaven's Ward.
Yeah, he's making great progress.
Level 57.
Yep.
I made it to level 57 last night. It's great. It's super fun.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah.
We just finished Ravada last night.
Yeah. The story is really picking up in some fun ways. Things really like the patch content was tough to get through, but the end it really picked up and was like, woof. Like, woof. Yeah. And so it's been fun to jump in through that. The thing I'm waiting for is I did start the Archer class, so I'm like slowly leveling up that. I also started the Weaver, and I want another class. I don't know if it's like a White Mage or something or a Dragoon, but I'm trying to figure out what my other options are and like exploring.
I feel like Tom should try melee DPS, like Dragoon. I feel like try a non-caster where you don't have to wait for the spell to go. The difference is obviously you have to get up in their face and you take more damage. But like, I feel like you should try it. It's a totally different. I'm curious.
I have the Dark Knight thing open. What I'm waiting for is the Domans. I want to be able to do their thing.
Oh, shoot. What were the Stormblood classes? Dancer. The one that my brother wants me to try.
Oh, is that
Dancer was one of them, I think. Yeah.
I know, because they're always teasing, like, you should come train with us. I'm like, yeah, how? Like, where's the quest? I can't.
I think Samurai was the other one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, look, Gil loves the game too.
Oh, good.
Well, we're going to be playing... Actually, Gil, we will hit you up in the Discord server because we have to log in at the same time so we can add you to our friends list.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Actually, you know what I should do in our Discord server is create a Final Fantasy 14 channel.
I'm very happy you're building
I'm
out
happy
this Discord
you're doing
server.
the Discord server.
I'm happy that... But no, I'm glad it's there. And I mean, I will poke in, but Discord just confuses the heck out of me every time.
I feel like I figured it out. Yeah.
I feel like the biggest boomer that ever boomed.
Don't boom, babe. Don't you worry. Look, see? I'm showing you the Discord server. It'll be back. Oh, look, he's Black Mage.
Level 30? Oh, hey. I'm also Black Mage.
Yeah.
I really like Black Mage.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. That's what I started out in WoW.
Oh, no, I love it. So it's like that.
Well, WoW is a little bit different, but because I was a warlock, so I did casting, but I had a demon that would go and tank.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
Yeah, you have a chocobo.
He's great.
So now I have to kick my kid off of his gaming rig and take over his Final Fantasy 14 account. He has a Final Fantasy 14 account. And also, you should totally, yes. The answer is yes to that.
Cool. But yeah, you can't play this anymore because your dad is doing it.
I can't get into another game. I have so many on my plate. I'll just watch y'all. Kombucha, I'm just going to tell you, Final Fantasy 14 is free. It's free.
Well, up until,
it's free.
The first 300 hours are free, basically.
Yeah.
It's nuts how much of the game is free.
Yeah. I mute most Discord servers I'm in. They get so noisy. I just can't. Yeah. I mute all. I'm not even in. I'm in the Ecamm Live community, which is muted. And I just check in whenever. And then the couples table, I don't have muted because there's not a lot of action in there. It's bearable. Yeah. All right. Well, that was a fun episode.
Yeah.
Congrats again.
Oh, thank you very much.
Congrats again on 150,000 subscribers. I know we went on this whole tangent about how it's not about the numbers, but...
Congrats on your numbers.
Well, I feel like the difference is that you're not chasing the numbers, right? And so when you are focused on the content that you're creating and you're leveling up and, I see obviously how much strategy and planning that goes into producing your videos, and then people then it's like not chasing numbers, but the people who have subscribed have chosen to be there because they like what you're creating.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the, what everyone wants.
Yeah, I'm really grateful for that because it's every time I get like messages from people, or we've been able like at the B&H thing in New York or at NAB where we've gotten to like spend some time in person. It's like, oh, this is really cool. Like because everybody is really cool and interesting, and it's not just sort of like empty numbers.
Yeah. My most recent Final Fantasy period was Final Fantasy X on the PS2. Oh my gosh.
That's when you're driving your stick shift.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess that was a long time. Yeah, that was a long time ago. But Final Fantasy X was a good one. Steven,
join the Discord.
Just join the Discord using my Twitch handle, Maker and Geek. Great. Well, good to see you in there. I'm on Hyperion.
We're on Lamia.
Yep. All right, everybody. That was fun.
Yeah. Time to clear the table. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for all the kind words and all the things. And we're going to go get some ice cream.
Because it's ice cream day.
Hope you have a safe, happy, healthy, fun rest of your day. A great weekend. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.